this month we're going over understanding how we can be clearer in our expression of who we are, that we are children of God, that we are spiritual beings. And today, quality of character. So we all know what character is, don't we? I'll read it to you, Webster. Character, the combination of qualities or features that distinguish one person from another. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Quality, degree or grade of excellence. So to look at quality of character, to look at the degree of excellence with which we're manifesting our unique light into the world. It's a powerful, powerful journey when we begin to just look at that, to look at ourselves, and then begin to trusting that inner light. So qualities of character, we all know people that are hardworking, don't we? Hardworking, honest, joy-filled, a joy to be around, compassionate, loving. And we all know people that are ornery and stubborn. They might be a little selfish. They might be aloof. But these are qualities that we're all expressing and giving forth out into the world. You know, our life is our autobiography. That's what we're giving forth. This is who we are. It's the story of who we've been, the story of who we are right now. And so it is never too late to begin to take stock of who we are. We can begin to rewrite our story. I remember when I was younger and I did a lot of traveling, and I was doing carpentry work, and I could always get jobs in different kinds of states, building houses, apartment complexes, and stuff like that. And it was still a lifestyle with a lot of cowboys in it. A lot of free-spirited people that didn't want to really settle down or anything. They just wanted to experience life, experience an aspect of themselves, I guess. And it was a pretty neat lifestyle for a while. And I got to meet a lot of characters when I was doing that. And I consider myself a character. I love it. And so I get to draw to me a bunch of characters in life. And sometimes we just sit around, you know, at break time you're talking with people. And so I'd meet some of these old timers who had kind of lived this lifestyle and were still living it. And they had this just wealth of wisdom, common sense wisdom. I'll never forget some of the things that they used to say. And one statement that this one guy said one day, I was in Louisiana at the time, and we're kind of like out in the country building some apartments and stuff, and we were sitting around, and he goes, "Man, it's getting so there isn't a place for a rabbit to run anymore. And if you look around, it's getting that way, isn't it? Look around, and with all the development and growth and sprawl that's happened to our country." And he was old enough to experience a different lifestyle than we experience today. One man said, "Curious violence to the language to call them people developers." What are we developing? We're sitting around one time talking all these young guys and everything, and I was shifting. I was starting to shift my life and change my identity a little bit. And this one friend of mine, we're sitting around talking, he says, "Patrick, you've got to toughen up." And I looked right at him, I said, "No, I've got to soften up." I had been tough. I'd come through a real crazy period in my life, and I had to toughen up to make it through what I had set up from my life pattern. But I was done with that, and it was time for me to soften up. When I said that, it was one of those pin-dropping moments. And then, "You're crazy." So, character, the combination of our traits and qualities that define us. Another definition of character that we like to say here, character, is how you act when no one's looking. How you act when no one's looking. And that's a good one, isn't it? Because that will truly reveal our true colors, won't it? And when we begin to look at the people that we surround ourselves with, that we may endeavor to create with or play with or work with, we look at the qualities that they're manifesting. Because if we've got a project that we really want to get done and we're enthusiastic and passionate about it, we want those people that are hardworking and dedicated and joyful and giving, that can see the bigger picture. So we look at those people that surround us, and it's okay. It's okay for everybody to be different, to have their own experience, because that's how we grow. And you know, we are asked to love everyone, aren't we? We're asked to love everyone. But we don't have to play with everyone. We can choose. And when we know who we are and what we're about and what we're to do this lifetime, that's when we begin to start making choices that support us. We begin to expand and move beyond, you know, the worldly way. And it's a wonderful life. It's almost like that expression of being born again. So as we begin to look at different levels of character, and one more definition of character that I want to read, this is in the Aquarian Gospel, and this is chapter 95, and Jesus has given the Sermon on the Mount, and you know, he's teaching everybody what they can do, and he's talking with his disciples, you know, and he really wants them to get it. He says, because I'm not going to be here much longer, and you need to be the light. As you go out and be teachers, you need to be the light. You need to hold this frequency, this love that, you know, you've been feeding on for 3 years. And so he's given them the importance of, you know, how they needed to know who they were, and then to become and be that. And this is what he says to them. You are the lamps of God. Must not stand in the shade of the earth, illusions, but in the open, high upon a light. You are the lamps of God. The disciples of Jesus the Christ, when we went over discipline to a brief belief system. And that belief system of his was love. Was love. So, and then he goes on to after he talks a little bit, then he goes on, and this is what's really neat, about people who follow their discipline and begin to be true to themselves. But he who hearkens unto God and keeps his law and does his will on earth shall rule with Christ. Love. The scribes and Pharisees regard the letter of the law. They cannot comprehend the spirit of the law. And if your righteousness does not exceed the righteousness of the scribe and Pharisee, you cannot come into the kingdom of the soul. It's not what man does that gives him right to enter through the gates. His password is his character, and his desire is his character. The letter of the law deals with the acts of man. The spirit of the law takes note of his desires. Throughout time, and like when we look at our life, and as we're beginning to look at our inner life now, because we know that our inner creates our outer. And our inner is what really propels. We're creating our future today. And so to begin to understand, categorically, man has done these outer acts, but within his heart, within his desire, they aren't quite in alignment. And this is what Jesus is talking about. It's to begin to be who you truly are. I am the light of God, and I'm shining my light freely for the world to see. That's what Jesus said. That's what we said in our affirmation today. To begin to listen to the words that we speak, the thoughts that we're entertaining within our consciousness, and then begin to be true. To be true to that light I am, that love I am, that spiritual essence I am in our deed. In our deed. And that's walking that walk. And it's beautiful when we all come to that point where we say, no, I'm ready. I'm going to discipline myself. I'm going to take this step. I'm going to shift. I'm going to start getting soft. I'm going to start looking at the big picture. Until we begin to understand who we really are, that we are that child of God, that we are spiritual essence. Let that be our foundation stone that we stand on, and then go from there. Go from there. Because we're going to go from the inner now, and we're going to create the outer. Instead of letting the outer come in and define us. And then create what the outer wants us to create. So, quality of character. Those God qualities that are innate within all of us, that is the truth I am, the truth we really are. We all own those, we have those. And we haven't given ourselves permission to be them, to express them, to live them. Because the world might have looked a little different at us, might have looked down upon us. We're the chooser. We are the chooser. Once we begin to give ourselves more possibilities to choose, that's when our life can change. Until that, same old story. Round and round we go. We can refine who we are instead of letting the outer define us. Quality of character. Allowing the God-like qualities that are within us all to have a home within us. And then we open up the doors and windows and allow them to go out into our world. So we give forth a high degree of excellence in our relationship with life, in our relationship with one another, in our relationship with our careers or our jobs. A higher degree of excellence. Do more than what's asked. Just to do what we're asked when no one's looking. Jesus gave us many, many gifts. So, 2 gifts that I think are very important, I want to talk about today. Jesus gave us identity. God's our Father. God's our Father. God is Spirit. We're Spirit. We're the sons and daughters of God. He gave us identity, then He gave us purpose. And purpose? Live like a child of God. Live like a child of God. Allow that spiritual truth, I am, to begin to manifest through your manifestation, through your creation, through your life force energy. So as we begin to walk and pay attention from those eyes, breathe, wait a second, I am a child of God. Let me make a choice from that foundation. Because you're a pretty powerful being when you begin to own your birthright. The truth, I am Spirit. That's when we begin to empower ourselves. When one is healed, all are healed. You see? As we lift up the Christ, as I be lifted up, that we lift up our higher consciousness, that higher self-energy, bring all men unto me, we lift the whole. We lift the whole. And that's the walk of the Christ. To begin to lift the whole, to create that new pattern with which we can live in a greater degree of harmony, peace, and joy. I want to go over a quick story. And this is in the Aquarium, and it's chapter 48, I think. So Jesus has been on his journey. He's traveled all around. He's studied with the masters. He's already done a bunch of healing, teaching, raising the dead, and everything. He's on his way back home. He's going to start his mission. He stops in Egypt. He stops in Heliopolis. Then he goes to the temple in Heliopolis. It's like a mystery school. And when he goes there, he talks to the Hierophant. He says, I want to come to this mystery school. And the Hierophant, the master teacher, goes, well, what do you want to come to this mystery school for you. You're the Son of God. You've already manifested all these qualities and miracles on the planet already. And Jesus said, I come to seek the walk of the human. I want to experience the lows and the heights so that I can help my brothers and sisters in his ministry. He wanted to do that. He didn't go to this mystery school to learn how to connect with God greater. He didn't go there for his personal triumphs. He went there, he never lost sight of his vision in service to the race. This is why I'm here. We can show you that. We can show you that. So they get him all ready and get him in his white garb and everything. They put him down in this, I'm going to say an underground chamber. And in the Hierophant, his job is to go there and to begin to know who he really is. So he goes down to this underground chamber, and there's hieroglyphs on the walls and writings and stuff, and he studies, and we don't know how long it takes. We'll just put the number 40 because 40 is as long as it takes. How's that? And so one day he gets this awakening, where he finally knows who he is, and he's not alone anymore. He's not alone anymore. Now he's connected with his higher. He's not alone anymore, and he knows who he is. And this is symbolic for him, and it's symbolic for all of us. To be connected with God and to truly begin to know that, we need to open up our crown chakra. So on an energetic level, he opens up his crown chakra to connect with that higher energy. And then he had to open up his root chakra to be that presence on the planet. So we all have to open up our crown chakra and our root chakra. But that higher crown chakric energy and information and awareness is going to allow us to manifest, you see, that higher degree, quality, grade of who I am. So that was his first step, to open up those two chakras, and not only to know it, but now I'm going to be it. I'm going to walk through life like this in the physical, as a physical man. So he's sitting down there and he's meditating, and one night this secret door opens up that he hasn't noticed, and in comes this priest in somber gear. He's got his little cloak on and everything, and he says to Jesus, "You have been tricked. These priests are going to just keep you down here and they're going to kill you, because they know who you are." And he goes on, and what he's doing, he's trying to manipulate Jesus through fear. He's coming at Jesus from his spleen chakra and his solar, you see? And so what Jesus does is he listens to him, and so then he lifts up into his brow chakra of vision. So now we begin to, let me see what's really happening here. Jesus says, let me see what's really happening here. That's a step that we can all take in our lives when things aren't feeling quite right. Let me see. So we open up our brow chakra to see what's really happening. And then Jesus says, I will not betray the priest and not do what I said I was going to do. I will not betray these priests. I will not betray myself. I'm going to do what I came to do because I know who I am and I know that I'm connected with God. This first test that he's going through is the test of sincerity. And the test of sincerity is to know self and to be self. And the sincerity test overcomes hypocrisy. To express what is not the truth. To express what's not the truth. Jesus didn't come to the temple for himself, did he? He came so that he could be of greater service to man. Do you think we walk through that test of sincerity in our life? When we might be guided and we really start following our heart and the world around us says, wait a second, what are you doing? You don't look like everyone else looks. You're starting to look different. Bad. And if we don't know who we are, if we don't keep that strong connection and stay centered in who I am, no, this is my guidance, this is what I'm to do right now. A lot of times, people get off their path. Have you ever known anyone to do that? They're getting ready to do something and an outer influence comes in and sways them. So in our walk through life, if we can understand who we are, that we are spiritual beings, we're energy beings, okay? And energy affects energy. So as we hold that higher vision, allowing those higher qualities to grow strong within us, when the outer influences come in, we can see them clearly for what they are. And then we can say, get thee behind me. And to continue on with our journey. When we begin to make choices that support that spiritual identity I am, we get stronger and we get brighter and our love gets more radiant. And it just radiates out into our world. And as that light and love gets stronger and radiates out into our world more and more, we begin more and more to draw like energies. We begin to draw the people, the thoughts, the experiences that support our unique expression on planet Earth. When we acknowledge and accept and then refine those qualities that don't serve our higher nature, that we're ready to let go of, when we do that, that's when we lift the whole. That's when we bless the whole. Because we come here individually, we've got our individual karma that we're dealing with in our soul journey and everything, but we come collectively also. We come in groups. Like this group here at InnerQuest, we all agreed. This isn't an accident everybody came here. We came here to create a new opportunity for people to know God in a new way. For people to be the unique expression of God, unique. To accept all choices. Hey, I think the planet's ready for that, don't you? We go, yeah, let's go. Boom, and we were all born in different parts of the world and country and everything, and here we are. No accidents in the universe. And we're in our creation process. We're in our recreation process. We're recreating ourselves. We're refining ourselves. Now we're refining a relationship that we could have with Spirit. Allowing those qualities, those higher qualities, to begin to manifest and express through who we are. Quality of character. It's real powerful to begin to just pay attention. Pay attention to the words we speak. The words we sing. The songs that we sing here. Cindy changes a lot of the words to them to make them more positive. To make them more supportive of life and love. You see? To save a soul like me. To save a wretch like me. Y'all aren't wretches. We're not wretches. We may have acted that way in the past. But we're souls. On a soul journey, we're having experiences. And they go, I'm done being a wretched person. You see? And then we begin to refine that quality within us. We change. And then our world changes around us. We call it magic. It's not magic. We begin to operate in alignment and in harmony with the higher laws. So to begin to understand energy, we're energy beings. I say that to everybody all the time, and they all go like this. Whether they know it or not, they know it within. We're energy beings. Yeah, okay. Just quicken a little bit. But once we begin to truly know it, begin to feel, ask to feel the energy moving through us, to me, surrounding me, supporting me, whatever, now we're riding that wave. And all that wave is taking us to our true self. You see, the journey of self is to know oneself. The journey of life is to know oneself. The path begins in the heart. That radiant light. So we fan the flame of that heart light. Allow it to grow and expand, and it'll show us who we are. It'll light up our path. It'll guide us. It'll strengthen us. But most of all, it will love us. And we all sleep on. To begin to just understand that, it's real powerful. When we do look at ourselves and own who we are, and then choose to refine, through that process, we're putting into that grand matrix that is around our planet, that is raised consciousness, to create a new foundation of love. And that's, I think, so neat. When people say, Jesus is the pattern. Jesus is the pattern. So he, in these mystery school tests, and I would recommend you read them, 47 through 55, something like that, because there are tests. But he put them into the pattern that we're walking through. And so when we change our pattern, when one is healed, all are healed, we're putting into that pattern a more perfect foundation for which the energy can flow through. That's the importance of embracing our personal karma and shifting that, so that those that come behind us don't have to go through it as drastically, maybe. You see? And we have seen this over time in our teachings. Classes that we taught 22, 23 years ago were so hard because the consciousness of the people wasn't as open as it is now. And the classes from then till now are like day and night. Because the people, the consciousness is open and accepting. Back then, it was, I can't do that. Now it's, I can do that. I can do that. That's the time we live in now. And to not come from our head or our ego or our personality, but to come from our heart. It's not I, but the Father within. You see? It's not I, but the Father within who doeth the works. So there's our foundation. Those are the qualities. Those are the qualities that we want to build into our temple of light. To be that light and to share it with the world. Not hide it. Not hide it. We serve no one. Most of all ourselves. We are one. And when one is healed, all are healed. So, as you go forth this week, to begin to remember, I am an energy being, I am spirit. We're naturally becoming more perceptive to the energy around us. Our intuition is growing and expanded, all of us. And to begin to trust that more. To trust that more. When you feel like you're being pushed and manipulated a little bit, take a breath, connect with God, lift up. What do I need to see here? What do I need to see here? Okay? And you'll be shown what you need to see. And then you can go back down and respond passionately. No, I'm here to do this, and I'm happy about it. And they'll go, okay. Because we've lifted our consciousness, we lifted our vibration, and then we spoke our truth with passion. We're energy beings, to begin to use the energy which we are stewards of. God flows through all of us. What degree or grade of excellence do we want to allow God to flow through us? We're the chooser. We're the chooser. So let's go within. And as you close your eyes and just breathe, and breathing in God's love, and as you exhale, I want you to just allow yourself to just begin to fall deeper and deeper into this love. Breathing in God's love, feeling God's love, and then as you exhale, just let go and allow yourself to go deeper and deeper. Breathing in God's love and feeling God's love, and then letting go and surrendering and going deeper and deeper into God's love, allowing that love to be the only foundation. Deeper and deeper. Breathing God's love, feeling God's love, and knowing how loved you are, how supported you are. Surrendering, letting go. Love is the foundation. Love is my foundation. Love is my foundation. And just breathe and find yourself just sitting in a beautiful space. It could be out in nature, it could be a beautiful room, temple. Just accept where you're sitting. As you breathe in the energy, just feel the love and support that's all around you. And from your heart, you hear those words. You are my beloved. I'm well pleased with you. You're beautiful. So just breathe in that energy of love and support. Acknowledgement. Breathe it in, take it in, and let that be your foundation. I am loved. I am loved. And in this place of peace and love and support, I want you to look at your life at this moment in time. Look at what you've given yourself permission to do. Look at what ways you've given yourself permission to act. And if you find any that you would like to refine from this place of love and support, from this place of knowing that God is our Father, see yourself saying, I'm ready to refine this quality. I'm ready to lift this quality to a higher degree so that I can truly begin to give all that I came to give this lifetime. And just breathe, and when you say those words, I'm ready to let go the past. I'm ready to refine this quality. I'm ready to refine myself. Be still and know. It is done. The journey continues. This day, at a higher level of awareness. At this moment, breathe and feel the shift that's occurred within your consciousness. Accept your divinity. Breathe and feel. Breathe and know. I am with you always. Breathe and feel your awareness coming back into your body, back into this room, Just breathe and feel your feet on the floor. Glad to be alive at this moment in time. Glad to be able to embrace my karma with awareness. And then knowing that as I have created, I can recreate. As I have defined, I can refine. So just breathe and feel and know. I am with you always. I am. Breathe. Feel. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently open your eyes. We must be doing something right. We're still here. But we've got a ways to go. And we're the chooser. How great's that? We are the chooser. So this week, your homework, it says, this week your homework is to support your choices, to choose for your highest and best, and to begin to live your unlimited nature.